Okay, well, it's 6:31. We'll call a meeting to order.
Takes a minute.
We'll start off with citizens' comments. Is there any comments? Seeing none, we'll go on to the ventilation project update. Want to get us started on that, Jeff?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
And Jay, if you have anything to throw in, go ahead.
So ever since the asbestos was removed, we got the clearance for that. Hayden's been in here. He worked a couple days right before school started, and then he worked last Saturday and I think Friday night as well, that first day. And we talked about a plan about him coming in here and there and trying to get it done in off hours, so that he can get it done when the kids aren't here. He figures he'll have it done before the snow flies so we can have the heat back on and going. You can see any, John Penny was here on Monday, did a walkthrough with Jay and Dave, Hayden. John was very impressed with how much he'd gotten done in a short period of time. You were most of that meeting, Jay. I don't know if there's anything specific you want to add to that, but John was really impressed with how much had gotten done at that point.
Nope, other than Hayden was here today measuring for the pipe wrapping, and they'll try to get us a price on that fairly quick.
Yeah, because we'll have to, that wasn't in the original bid, so we'll have to add to that.
The 2 units are on the roof. They were set last week, so the units are in place, and they'll tie into those as soon as they can.
Yeah, I just want to comment that, you know, everybody that's been working on it has been doing a great job, and we got it opened up on time, and we're just plugging right along, and it seems doing very well.
Is there a new timetable for when it's done?
Dave said it's hard to tell because he's kind of throwing his guys in the afternoons here and there from other jobs and working on weekends, so he said it's really tough to tell exactly when it's going to be done because of that. But he's not on the same timetable he's on when school was in session.
Yep.
So,
yeah, so
like I said,
it probably should be done, as
before
you
winter.
say, before winter sets
Yeah,
in.
so we can
probably
be
by
back.
Thanksgiving, because you'll have a couple of vacation days in between.
Yeah, we have a couple days in October. We have one. We have Columbus Day. He said he could probably send a crew in for the whole day, and I think we have a half in-service day where teachers are here that he could send in a crew as well. Yep.
Good. So he's working very well with us.
He is. Yes, he is.
Okay. Superintendent's report.
Just a couple of things, and we'll probably address it later in your. I'll probably be. Is it on there? Act 46. So Act 46 is really what I wanted to talk about. Next Wednesday at the State Board of Education, the Act 46 Study Committee's plan is on the agenda for that meeting. I believe we're on the agenda for 1 o'clock next Wednesday in Barry. And tomorrow night is another Act 46 Study Committee meeting, 6 o'clock at the CDC. And it really is to finalize the date of the ballot vote, which we're shooting for November 7th. You may have heard last month, you know, it was going to be October 10th, but that proved to be too aggressive of a timeline. We hope to have the sample draft of the ballot language from Steve Stitzel so that we can get that out to clerks. And the focus of tomorrow night's meeting is really going to be on the public education piece of laying out what the options are going to be and what the Act 46 committee is going to do between now and that ballot vote on November 7th as far as distributing information, whether it be public forums, where they'll be, and setting up a schedule for that to have public forum and discussion on the articles of agreement and what the proposed merger looks like going forward from this. So that's pretty much it.
And the only other thing to throw in there is when you vote on the articles of agreement for the new Act 46, you know, that's when you'd run for the positions as well.
Right.
So until tomorrow night, we won't know exactly.
Yeah, the law requires us to do both at the same time. So
if you're interested in running, you know, after tomorrow night, there should be more information, and I'll forward it to the board.
Okay.
We're getting petitions out.
Get petitions out.
You'll have to get your petition in, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Is there any discussions with, I know there's talk of lawsuits with regard to Act 46, there's talk of a lot of things in various parts of the state. Has there been any discussions as far as our committee goes on that, or we're not talking about that, we're not thinking about that, we're kind of moving forward because we have to?
certainly been discussion of what, may be approved or not approved, and there was talk of lawsuits between what North Bennington might do if they were in or out, but I do think that we got information from the Agency of Education that satisfied both the Act 46 Study Committee and North Bennington, that I think that, we've averted that two of the big questions that we had answered recently for us. Does North Bennington have to schedule a vote? The answer that we have now received is no, they don't. We can move forward without them. Before, we were under the impression from our consultant that all members of the current issue or Mount Anthony had to schedule a vote. And if they voted no, we could still move forward because we only need a majority of those members to move forward. But not scheduling a vote effectively does the same thing, which was unclear up until that. So that was where there was some discussion previously that North Bennington may take legal action if we moved forward with our understanding that we needed to have them vote. So thankfully that's been avoided and they've worked out. As far as larger picture of what, statewide, I can't speak to that.
Does Shaftsbury have to schedule a vote?
You don't have to schedule a vote. What will happen, the process will be is the Act 46 Study Committee will bring back to each board. So each board is going to have to have a meeting to vote to warn that ballot. So that would be the final act that this board would do before an election would be held in Shaftsbury. And same in Woodford, Pownell, Bennington.
Now, does that have to be warned 30 days in advance?
30 days in advance, and we'll certainly go a little bit more than that. And that was that 30-day reminded me. The other piece that why we were rushing for October 10th is the deadline to still qualify for incentives, the financial incentives, was November 30th. So because any ballot vote could be challenged for 30 days after that ballot, we were always shooting to do it 30 days prior than November 30th. So if the first vote, even if it passed, was challenged, the Act 46 Study Committee then would have time in that November 30th window, before that November 30th window closed, to hold a second vote. What we've been informed from the Agency of Education is that as long as the first vote is scheduled and votes in the positive prior to November 30th, even if it is challenged and requires a second vote, we met the obligation of doing that before the 30th. So there's still, a number for any. Say Shaftsbury votes no, they don't want to warn it. As long as 3 others did, they could still move forward. And it would, Shaftsbury then would be under the obligation to file by December with the state how you are meeting the requirements of Act 146 by not joining, where you already feel that you were in alignment with it.
Now, the question that came up is, if you got to warn it 30 days in advance, and our next meeting is in October, when did you say that?
There probably is going to have to be a special meeting, and what we had thinking we were going to do last time, similar to how we do the contract ratification. There would be one meeting with all boards opening up simultaneously. The Act 46 Study Committee gives a presentation on it, so everyone hears it at the same time. Everyone hears whatever questions are asked, uniform answers, and I don't have a date for that. Hopefully, as Jeff said, after tomorrow night, we'll have an outline of the action plan on there.
Okay. So there'd be a special, have to have a special.
I would think so, yeah, to get it done in that
To get
time.
everything done in the time frame.
Yeah.
Anybody else got anything? Okay. Now to the action items, treasurer's report.
I'll move it.
I'll second it.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? If not, those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Carried. Unanimous. Okay, budget transfer request. That's, budget transfer is
$1,300.
$1360. Anybody have any questions on that?
Nope.
And
What year is this for?
This is for this past summer.
that's for the transfer, it's for the,
FY '17.
Yes.
yep.
So I'll make a motion to move that.
Second.
Second? Or yeah?
Third.
Aye. Third.
Fourth.
Discussion?
Scott, you got it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Aye.
Carried. Tuition agreement. Looks like it's gone from 1,100 to,
I'll move that.
okay, small moved.
What are you moving?
The tuition rate.
11,500.
11.5.
11,500.
Yep.
Yeah, I had a help, I'm looking at it, looking for it right now.
Oh, do we have a second on this?
I'll
motion?
second it.
Okay.
Okay.
Any discussion?
So is the budget, we budgeted for it to be 11,000 and it's going to come in at 11,500, is that?
That's right, yeah.
And the difference per pupil of $500, that's made up where or how?
That'd be tuition from the other
That'd be
districts.
receiving.
That'd be receiving.
You'll be receiving.
Mm-hmm.
So the North Bennington kid, if they came here, instead of 1,100, it'd be 1,150.
Okay.
500.
500.
Yeah, so it's.
We want to be nice, but not that nice.
Nice.
11,500.
11,500.
It's the same as it was last year.
Yep.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Not long ago, the
Carried.
tuition was 9,600. And that's only a few
Okay.
years.
Budget status report. Including the, oh, let's see. Anybody have any questions on that?
I think that's what Dave always asks for.
Yes, it was, he
Yeah.
had requested that at the last
Yep,
meeting.
so that ends-
He wanted the FY '17.
Yep.
Not necessarily final because we haven't been audited
Still
yet.
subject to audit, right.
Yeah. So this is where we are presently, but it is subject to change upon the audit.
Okay, takes care of that. Consent agenda.
I'll move it.
Have a second?
Second.
Second. Second by Scott. Discussion?
Ed,
Yep.
Jay, you correct me if I'm wrong, the asbestos was only around the piping, not the ductwork, right?
So, piping.
Just the piping, so yeah, so, line 35 on the first page, Richard,
Yep.
it says ducts and pipes, it was just the pipes that had the asbestos on it, not the ducts.
The ducts touch the pipes.
Yes, but there was
Yes,
no,
they're just pipes.
Heating pipes.
Yes.
So strike ducts.
Yeah.
Strike the ducks.
Bird shot. Yep. Good read, Jeff.
Any other discussion? Or any discussion?
Nope.
If not, takes care of that. That's for both, that's on both minutes.
Both minutes, yep.
And the warrants?
And, well, that's gonna come to next, the warrants. Anybody got any questions on the warrants?
Nope.
No? All those in favor of the consent agenda?
Aye.
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 Carried. Let's see, policies, none. Facilities. Now we're gonna go to the update on the,
there's no action on this, I'm not sure why it's in the action end.
well, it's probably just an update of.
Yeah, it's all
done.
Yeah, kudos to Lavargy, he got it done in 2.5 days.
Yes.
And got done really quickly, I think he knew we were in bit of a pinch for time, and he got it done very quickly, so
Yeah.
Hayden, good to hear.
And for being a low bid, and he did a
He did a great job.
rapid job.
Yep, yep.
So that was a well-done investment. You got anything on personnel?
So,
Okay. Jeff, your report?
so opening day was last Tuesday. We welcomed back many smiling faces. It was nice to get the kiddos back into school. It was been a little quiet around here. We celebrated our first All Join In this past Monday, where the 5th grade did a presentation on our school-wide expectations around be safe, be responsible, and be respectful. And we also began a school-wide penny war to raise money for hurricane victims. So we've been raising money, coins all week, and we're going to donate that money, we think, to Walmart, because they're doubling all donations. I think they're tripling all donations to Walmart to the hurricane relief victims, both in Texas, Louisiana, in Southwest Florida, and Georgia. So it's been very popular. Penny Wars has been very popular here this first full week. The school leadership team met recently to begin the process of creating our continuous improvement plan. We'll spend the fall analyzing our fall benchmark data for students and identifying areas of focus, creating goals in those areas, and identifying research-based strategies to help reach those goals. And I'll keep the board apprised as we move through that process. And just so the community knows, board member knows, our annual open house is September 27th from 6 to 7 p.m. And this is always well attended. We get a number of families and children come, and it's a chance for the families to meet their kids' teachers and their special teachers and everybody, and see what they're going to do for the year. So it's always a good time. So if any board members would like to join us, you're welcome to come.
9/27, September 27th?
September 27th from 6 to 7 p.m.
Okay.
That's all I have it.
Yeah, and hopefully that the public will be out there and join us to see what we got going.
Yeah.
They can see what we're doing with the ventilation things and things like that.
Yes.
The only thing I have is I want to just thank everybody that was involved in this upgrade that we had this summer, because it had to be Jay and Jeff and everybody to get the school up ready on time, and the contractors that we have worked very well with us. So I want to thank them. Anybody else got anything?
No.
Next regular meeting is October 11th. That's all I got. Have a motion?
I make the motion to adjourn.
Okay, second? Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Get some warrants to sign here.